Hello! Anybody there in YouTube land? Anywho, I've just booted up my Game Boy Advance emulator. I'll have a go at this. I haven't played this for... Well, how old is the Game Boy Advance? It could be almost many years, let's put it that way. I first got this when I bought my first Game Boy Advance. I was in the US and I went into Walmart and there it was sitting. I think it was a kind of a you know, the plastic packing that you had to cut open with a knife, and was in that. It's a great game. Yeah, look, name it. Full name. Right, let's do this. Hot Violet. Fireball. JB Crystal. I think I'm going to try Hot Violet. Try it in the pulling stage, so it should be... Oh, Watcher says he can hardly hear me. Well, let me just see if I can fix that, Watcher. How about now? Any better? Because it's the first time I've used this emulator, it may well be that the levels need to be set up, so yeah, feel free to ping me on that one. So the graphics of this now are pretty good. I tell you what, Watcher's saying there's still issues with the levels. Testing. Right, let's try again. Considering this was like a launch title on the Game Boy Advance, I think it was doing pretty well. I mean, it's almost as good as the SNES, so I think it's probably down to the resolution. But you could see certainly that the Game Boy Advance had more processor power behind it. The dynamics are a bit different though, they're not quite the same as the SNES. I'm not getting as tight a turn as I would used to normally. There's a bit of drift going on, but you know, we'll see. Where are we now anyway? We're fourth. Let's get to grips with everything. Right, so I've got 3 laps. I need a lot of power, and I'm in position 4. Hey, Retrotech Ralph, what's up to you? I'm having a go at F-Zero on the Game Boy Advance because I haven't played it for yonks. Probably over a decade. And I remember playing this to death on the GBA and being pretty good at it. And it's weird. It doesn't seem to have the same muscle memory that I have for the Super Nintendo F-Zero, though. I think I must have just played a lot more of that. I'd have been an adult when I had my GBA, and would have been a child, of course. I tell you what, it is hard though. This is Pawn series, and I'm already doing very badly. Oh, I've got boosts. How do we use the boosts? See at the bottom of the screen, you can see I've got a boost, but I don't know if I've got the right buttons mapped to my controller because I can't seem to fire them off. I may have to fix that. Oh, both shoulder buttons together to boost. There we go, that wasn't too bad. So, Retrotech Ralphs looks like a little Sony game, like the Sony game with floating cars. Well, I don't think Sony was involved in F-Zero, but did they have a floaty car game? Wasn't it Wipeout or something like that? Okay, let's have another go. Stark Farm. Let's do it. Look at this slide. This damn ship slides so much. Dagnammit. Like I'm a quarter of health down already before we even get going. I must maybe learn to get my finger off the accelerator on this game. Maybe you just need more care. Give your ship longer to shake off its inertia on a corner. Yeah, sort of helps. My little technique on the Super Nintendo is to hold the shoulder and then boost. Let your finger off the boost, hold the shoulder down hard, then boost. But look, where the heck has this guy got? He's just gone. He's out of here. So Robert says, had a summer trim, Dr. A. Yeah, I had a haircut yesterday. It was weird actually. I tell you why. I'll tell you my hair cutting saga, shall I? We have a nice lady who comes around the house to cut hair, and I think she was mainly a ladies' hair cutter, but she cut my hair and then my boy's hair. And because of my weird travel, I've missed a lot of the appointments when she's around. So I started going to a new haircutting place in town, one of the more casual walk-in types that just does men's hair. Rather expensively, $16.50, which is a lot, I think. Anyway, and basically, what happened is the last few times I go, there's this chap who cuts my hair, and we have a nice little chat. And he does it the way I want it, exactly the way I have it. But yesterday, this lady who also had a good chat with, but it just wasn't quite what I'm used to. And you know when you come away with a haircut that you're not quite used to? Something just doesn't feel right. I just realised, I tell you what, I need to get a shift on here because I'm going to be out of it. Dang it. This game is hard. Look at the bloody positions I've got to make up now. Come on. Woo! You bastards. If I don't come third, I'm out the contention. No. Whew. Okay, anyway. So Retrotech Ralph says, ears lowered or council? And Robert's saying he pays £8 to £10. Yes, I think I normally pay £12 or so for the one that's in my house. The privilege of having it in my own house. I think that's pretty good. A pretty good price. You wouldn't begrudge someone a few quid for that. So I don't know really. I don't know if I want to go back there. I might not have any choice, of course. I used to cut my own hair when I was younger. Anybody here used to cut their own hair? It was all a bit just all over with the strimmer. But the problem was, I don't know, it's a bit too severe now, isn't it? When you're like a teen or university student, grubby university student, having that sort of haircut's okay, but then as an adult it looks way severe, like you're some sort of fascist or something. Unless you're like Duncan Goodyear or something. If you don't know who Duncan Goodyear is, he's a swimmer. So Retrotech Rap says he cuts his own what's left of it. Oh! You should post a little picture and link it. We can all have a look at your bonds. But don't include your face. No one wants to see that necessarily. Ah, yes. Now I've been doing a bit of a. To be honest, I've been at a bit of a loss today. I didn't plan on spending the weekend at home, to be honest with you. So it's kind of a bit pants because I didn't get prepared. Do you know, for a weekend? Does anybody here get prepared for a weekend? Down in the chat. So before you start your weekend, you'll normally order up all your Amazon spare parts or gadgets or something that you're going to want to play with. Haha. Retrotech Ralph says no pictures. Right, so I'm using my boosts early now because last time it was insanely impossible to try to catch it up on this lot. Okay, I'll take it. Number 2, you're in my sights. You bastards. Oh, I just gave all that momentum to him. Damn it. Jeez. This is not the game we all grew up with on the SNES, I can tell you. This is a way more aggressive game. If I die here, perhaps I might be better off trying a different ship, just in case it's just not suitable to my play style here. Or I should stick to Game Boy. What's it called? Advance Wars. Have anybody played Advance Wars? That's a pretty good game. Turn-based strategy. That's definitely more my scene. Damn it! That is hard. Right. So anybody in the chat, including Andrew, Spunk, Trumpet, Dalton. I was just having a look actually on the Discord because I just realised I'm not in the Discord chat, so I'm going to park myself in there just in case. So I've lost apparently. Baza! No, I don't think we're going to retry that ship anymore. I think if we're gonna do anything, we're going to try some. So Hot Violet, max speed, boost time, turn performance B, balance C. So I want something that can turn better. Oh, the Windwalker can. But it's very slow on acceleration, but that might work. And Andrew Dalton's busily calling me a loser. Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, I lost in a game, so that does make me, by definition, a loser. Whoa, that was a good start. Ah, right. Okay, so if you use the shoulder buttons, you're definitely going to cause yourself to drift, so be careful of that. No! Look at this thing. Look how it just drifts around. Look, I'm not touching it. It literally is just moving, bouncing left, right, left, right. These are designed for the twitch reflexes of a teenager. Can see it. Look at my energy. Dang, this is not the ship for me, I think. Woohoo! Right. I think we need to go back to basics on this one. That was definitely a wrong move. So, has anybody in the chat been on the barbecue today? Because it seems to be like we're getting to the point where we're coming to the end of barbecuing seasons. JB Crystal. Let's try that one. That one says it's got an A in balance. You just made a video, Retrotech Ralph, and convinced the missus to be part of it. Is it a bedroom video? Yeah, this is okay. It's definitely not aggressive on the turns. It's got like, it does take time, but I don't know, it seems predictable. It's not drifting. This is like Mario as compared to Luigi. It doesn't have that inertial drift. No sonic screwdriver only. Andrew, that is an absolutely superb joke. You're the one that's making me die in this game, so I'm trying to read these things. I wonder if there are cases of people where their significant other is effectively a porn star but doesn't know it. It has to happen, right? What the heck happened there? Computer characters in this are not afraid to use boost. Go. I should dig up the stats for the world record of F-Zero on each level, and we could see how close or how far I am off each one. I suspect I'm pretty far off. Where's the straight? Woohoo! Now this ship is the one that handles well. I do like this. No, you bastard. Right, I've used up all my boosts now, so I'm playing a risky game of dumping my boost wad too early. I think I'm going to be alright. Yahoo! This stream will be exactly twice as long as half of its final length. I can't argue with that. That is very much the case. So, for those of you who are curious, what is this thing? Just noticing in my little window, what is this, like a weird black thing here? Oh, it's this speaker. I was just about to post. I was going to show people in the stream. I don't have the link to it. Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, Andrew. I don't know if I can demo it. It's in a different room. I was gonna post a link to the super secret patron video, but I feel all the patrons have watched it now, so I could open up the unlisted link to our friends in the chat here, so they could have a little look-see at that. But I realised in Discord I'd never pasted the actual YouTube direct link. It was only pasted the patron link. But yeah, the actual studio is in the front office, literally. That is what it was called. Well, this is the back office where I am right now. But I was going to try to start working out different sets, basically, virtual sets for the different types of production that one might want to make. And I think you've seen from the video that it's easily, you could fit 2 or even 3 people. And the camera is actually put close. If I move the camera back, it can be a much wider set too. So there is plenty of space. There we go. Excuse me. Had to let out that little growl. The growl of achievement, followed by the scream of failure. Look at that guy, he's right on me. Get out of it. Got to watch these corners though. This guy can't take the corners very tight, so you're in danger of getting cut under the corners. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I can see Mr. Dalton has typed something in the old chat, but I'm not going to move my eyes to have a look. Because frankly, my dear, I don't want to lose. Come on! Woohoo! Could have done without hitting that wall, but probably took off a bit of extra speed that I was carrying that I probably didn't want to have to keep carrying. Oh no, he's in front of me! Don't panic! You bastard! Woo! Right. Here we go then. So it says there are 9 watching, but only 5 participants. Fallout of showing active chat if you're watching the stream and not participating. Evening. So the participating is the chat. Chat, like if I'm... chatting. Porn 3. Again, that was a perfect opportunity for me to paste the link to the YouTube video that we were talking about earlier, but I did forget. Oh no, missing that was a sucky thing. So this pretty much retains that Mode 7 feel, doesn't it, though, of the original SNES? I'm trying to think, though, what Mario Kart was like on the GBA. I kind of feel it might have been 3D graphics, but I could be getting confused with the DS. And then it's really amazing when you think about how many consoles Nintendo brought out, you know, especially if you count all of the different, you know, the portable ones and then your Switches and your Wiis and all of that. It's an insane amount. And super insane that I think I probably have most of the bloody things. Right, it's going to be tight. Ah, BMC Studios saying it was pretty much like the SNES version. There were some 3D games though, weren't they? The GBA was capable of, you know, gentle 3D, wasn't it? Like, I think GTA or something was on there, which is kind of 3D. Could be imagining that though. As I say, it's been a long time and many handhelds since then. This is a rock solid game it's playing though, seriously. It's not messing around. Come on. One more. Yes. Whoa, come on. No, you bastard. Come on, come on. Yes! 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 Woo! Oh, man. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at the chat. That was intense. Look at me. I'm sweating here. Look, Mother, I'm sweating. Crikey. I tell you what. I'm pleased that I managed that. Right, let's have a look at the chat here. So yeah, basically it was like, there was a Driver 3 game, which was like GTA, and there's also a 2D GTA. Okay. 3DS XL is, Fairfry is definitely a great machine. It's probably one of my favourites too. But I have to admit, it doesn't get much use now that I've got the Switch, because the XL and the Switch are both probably equally as awkward to carry around. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And no, I've not gone vegan. I don't even know why you'd think I was. Were we talking about veganism? I'm drinking Inviso fluid today. Your magical invisible drink. Spare Machines 4. This is MGBA, by the way. I don't know. It might be interesting just to see. You can save your state. Look, it had a little slot and everything. That was cute, wasn't it? Onwards. Stark Farm. Second circuit. Now, I've got my romantic robot working, and I haven't done a video on that, but I will probably go and do a video on it at some point if my TRS-80 wasn't covering absolutely every part of build area in the back office. So that's a bit annoying actually, because that's going to affect my video output this week, but its spare parts should be coming on Monday or Tuesday. So as long as I get my Wednesday video out, I'm alright, and then there'll be a Saturday, Sunday video as per usual. Ooh, this black area actually slows you down. It's like grit or something. Oh, crikey. There's really... You've got to use your boost at the right time. And really don't bother trying to, you know, make a boost budget, because you need the boost the whole way around with this. Those computer players, they balance them up so that they'll definitely get in there. So Andrew, I can see you typing stuff again in the corner of my eye, and it's making me crash. Can't you mime it for me? Play it in Morse code over Discord, and then I'll answer it. Woohoo! Tricky, tricky, tricky. Yes. Yes. Oh, if you can, yeah, go on voice chat. That would be amazing. And also, I can tell you another feature about my new studio area. Ooh. Yes, my precious. Look at that. That's doing alright. We're doing alright. We got a lot of boosts in the bank. We got a full tank of energy. This is almost too good, suspiciously. I'm expecting a computer player to just sort of zoom past me any second now. When should I use my boost? Now, I think.
Hello.
There we go. Oh, I think I can hear Mr. Dalton.
Hello.
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 Who let the dogs out? Who? Who let Mr. Dalton out?
Oh. So does the new filming area have a cage for keeping Gary in?
It does. It has a little like a gimp room where
All right.
you can lock him in. But also you saw that room. That was the room where you retrieved your item that I gave
It
you.
was indeed. It was indeed.
And that's where I keep all the VR.
Hmm.
So maybe that will become the second studio. I do remember the big back office computer rendering station. I've got 2 of those, so I might move one to them.
Well, if you've got a green screen room and it's reasonably big, and you've got VR in there, you could set up an augmented reality VR, which could be very interesting for Bridge Crew, because potentially, I believe it may be possible to show you sat at your workstation from a third-person perspective in the game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very
interesting. So at the moment, though, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of backgrounds and things, or really what I need to do is figure out how to get them done, or get people to do them for me professionally, for whatever use case I need. So if I'm gonna, I quite like that one I sort of pinched, to be honest with you. So I might just say, look, make one like this, but put my logo in it. Make it look like like one of those matrix screens you get in, London or Times Square, or the Times Square and all that.
Yes.
That's quite a nice effect. But then you got to decide what you're really going to be talking about first, anyway.
So will you be doing more back office with you in front of the camera?
I would like to get back to doing that. So maybe I have to try to storyfy certain things, or just, it was more of a blog, isn't it? It's more of a blog when you do that, or vlog. But there's lots of ideas that we've been discussing over the last few months. So
indeed. Jason has a question for you. Can I ask, are you waiting in the mail for the 5-pin headphone jacket PCB to do the updated Odroid Go vid?
Well, I haven't designed that thing yet, so not really.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the problem. I'll explain a little bit, because I think this was mentioned in the Discord a few times. So it is possible to do the mod. It is possible to do a mod. What would you say, Andrew? A hack-free mod, just making it an accessory basically that does what you want. And it's quite simple in that you use a SPI, an SPI bus amplifier chip, which is a digital analog converter and amplifier in one. And Intel and other people do them. They're quite easy to get hold of. But I can't. I don't know if I've got the energy to just design that board if I don't know that there's significant people wanting it. Put it that way. And I don't have the energy to go out and find out how many people actually want it. So that's where I am.
Well, I'll tell you what. What if 50 people at Play Expo next weekend come up to you and say they want you to design it?
Then I'll do it right away. Yeah.
There we go then.
So if anybody's at Play Expo, they have to come and find me and tell me to do it. And I'll write down their name, because they'll be an early adopter. Is that the right word? Or
I think so.
it's going to be like an informal Kickstarter. Let's say
Yes.
if you all say you'll want one and you'll give me tenner or something, then that'll probably cover it. Or I'll lose my shirt. One or the other.
Of course, I would buy one off you, because I would have to order a soul. I think you should spell soldier gun.
I thought you said
I
thought you'd have to buy a soul.
No, he's saying he's. I'm not sure if that might be spelled soldier. My spelling has gone really bad at the moment.
Well, it's all spelt weird, isn't it? Depending on which country you're in. Sodder.
Yeah, it's a sol. He's asked for a soldier gun.
I love that, a soldier gun, just like an AK-47. Oh, if you type in, what's his name? Oh crikey, I wasn't even watching the game. I had loads of boosts. There's a comedian. What was his name? Serafinovich.
Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah, Peter Serafinowicz. He did a thing which is like Sillet Bang, but with a gun. It was called.
I saw that.
It was called like Cleaning Gun or something, and he just goes, bang, 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 and it's showing the thing clean but shot up. So Jason B says he would buy 2. One of them goes in his zombie survival bug out bag. Okay. I think that's something we need to hear more about. What do you think, Andrew?
I think so. I mean, I think everyone should have a solid zombie survival plan. I think it's a requirement for modern life.
Does the zombie plan also transpose nicely to other forms of things that you want to escape from and or kill?
Potentially, but zombies do integrate the whole, allies returning as undead enemies.
Oh,
Possibly
okay.
not in all other bug out scenarios.
The problem is, in a sort of dystopian future where there's zombies, it's very easy to sort of go, oh crap, there's zombies, and then you can just run around with a kitchen knife stabbing them all up. The problem is, like, when people aren't zombies, it's hard to decide who's a bad guy and who's a good guy in real world.
Well, what about the phrase of The Walking Dead, the slogan that they use quite often?
Which one's that?
Fight the dead, fear the living.
And then endure the boredom and politics of Walking Dead. What was that one when I just gave up after a while, and then I sort of caught my wife watching it, and they were all in a prison, and it was like, oh my god, it's even more boring now. They're not even outside.
It picked up quite a bit, but there was this one series where they basically spent nearly every episode sat on a farm drinking lemonade.
Oh, I saw that one. Oh god, there's like
Yes.
the zombies falling in a hole, and
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the deal was with the zombie in a hole. I think they sort of helped him out.
It fell in a well, and they wanted to get it out, so it was going to pollute their water supply.
Are zombies like the undead in terms of vampires? Because I remember, like, I was watching that. What are the ones with sexy vampires in it?
True Blood?
No, sorry, the movies. It was
Twilight.
And I got interested enough to actually sort of read a little bit about the backstory, how they've got no fluids or fluid stock thing. And I was thinking, I wonder how different that is from zombies, because zombies do have fluids. They've got fluids coming out of everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, they're just decomposing necrotic tissue that's actually animated for some reason.
Do they... Remember there was a movie that we talked about once called Body Heat or something? I can't remember what it was called. The one about where the guy's a zombie and he kind of falls in love with a
Cold Hearts. Not Cold Hearts. I called it that before. It's not that.
We're getting it all wrong, aren't we, many times?
I know the one you mean. Because it's actually on Netflix at the moment.
And it's very good, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen it.
It was called Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies, that was it. So what I'm wondering is, will the Walking Dead zombies, have they ever gone to the sort of state like the Warm Bodies zombies, where they eventually turn really gross, like skeletal?
I think the idea is they're all just rotting to nothing. RetroTech Ralph has a question. He's watching Infinity War tonight. Can anyone tell me if it's any good? I hope there's not a cliffhanger. Yes, it's excellent, and there is a cliffhanger. So there we go.
So would you suggest anybody who has access to Infinity Wars should watch it tonight?
Providing you've seen the prerequisite Marvel movies.
So which are the prerequisites for those boys and girls at home? And
I think all the previous 31 movies.
So it's Avengers, right? So you've seen all that.
It's Avengers, yeah.
I think everybody's seen all of them by now.
Yeah, but you just have to make sure you've seen Black Panther and...
Oh, that was so good.
You liked Black Panther, did you?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant because it exists in the universe, but it was unlike all of the other movies. And it's all like different actors and stuff too.
Yes. No, but Infinity War is excellent. I would recommend it to anyone. It is, as movies go, it's a masterpiece because they have so many characters, yet you don't feel that any one character doesn't get adequate screen time.
Oh, what you muppet! Shit. Sorry, Mr. Ramp. The weird thing about Black Panther, though, when I watched it, I thought I got this feeling. I don't know if you got this, but I was watching it, and you were seeing all the cities and stuff, and it was just you kind of asking yourself, why isn't it like this?
Yes.
Why can't it be?
Yes.
So I don't know about the geopolitical things of countries.
Do you want to live in Wakanda?
I want to live in Wakanda because it looked groovy, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I have been to Africa, and it was not like that.
Yeah, but they have no outside. But Wakanda has no outside influences in sort of your They said in the movie, no outside influences in your dining options. There's no chains there. There's no McDonald's. There's no Starbucks. There's none of that.
Oh. So they might not even have things like coffee as a concept.
I'm sure they probably do, but
because they'd have brought it in and then started to learn how to grow it locally.
Well, they probably have a machine in Wakanda that makes coffee.
But literally makes it from molecules.
From like a replicator.
A coffee replicator. I quite like that.
Mm. You do know in Next Generation that the replicators, a replicator works by having because it obeys certain laws of matter, that you cannot destroy matter, you can only transform it from one form to another.
Yeah.
Replicators in the Star Trek universe do have a fuel source, and it's not just energy. They actually break down other products, recycle the molecules into like a holding atom.
I think they call it like raw matter or something. It's called something like that. I remember studying the Star Trek blueprints and the fact files.
That's right. That's right. Which does mean that actually material from the toilets is recycled.
Pretty much everything, isn't it?
Everything is.
So I wonder what stops, like if they had an alien virus that they'd never even seen before, it could infect their whole like storage of that, and then that would really screw everybody.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like
but I don't know. But would a virus work if you break a virus down to the atomic level?
Yeah, I guess that's probably where you'd have to see what's going on, wouldn't you? And then if you had a bad guy who was able to sort of manipulate energy to the point where it could survive that, they could probably just kill you in easier ways than going into your poo.
Yes. And Yoshi Knuckles has just called us nerds.
Oh, he's hardly ever on, Yoshi. You're never on anymore. And I think, how are we the nerd? You're the nerd doing the electricity degree. I think I got that right. I don't think it's even electronics, was it? It was actual just electrics, like power electronics. Transformers and stuff. Come on, come on. Nerds! No, you cock! That was it. I ruined it.
What?
I died. So Yoshi Knuckles abandoned his Twitter. Well, I think that's a good thing. I think abandoning Twitter is the best thing you could do. I pretty much abandoned it. I wasn't getting enough knob pictures sent to me, clearly. So I lost interest. And I get more on Discord now.
You get a lot of knob pictures on Discord.
We haven't seen many for a while, actually, have we? Young Gary's...
Well, we'll speak to Gary and say he's been letting us down with his low quantity of phallic images.
And they were very... To be honest, they were very imaginative, though, the ones we did get.
They were. I used to enjoy them.
So I have a question for you. Remember when I was in America, they had those smoking machines that were processing the pellets that looked like you could...
That's like I have.
Yes. So if I was going to modify that barbecue I made...
You can actually buy a pre-made... pellet module with a tray where they burn in a little burn pot. But it's also about having fans in. The way pellet smokers work are, you have mine's got a little computer that does temperature probes, etc., and uses fans to alter the temperature dynamically based on how hot the chamber's getting.
Yeah.
And all the pellets go into literally probably a 3-inch across little pot where they burn.
Okay.
So you can buy a pellet adapter. I don't know if they're available here. You can buy them. It's basically a box with an auger screw and all the control mechanism in it.
So that was my idea. Is that basically using spare parts or whatever you can get to integrate that into a new design.
You certainly can. But I suspect you might find
a bit easier and cheaper just to buy one. A whole new
to buy one, especially over here.
When you say over here, what, in the UK? Why is it cheaper to buy it here?
Because we don't have the availability of the parts like the standalone augers.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. So like there, where you've got like loads of spare parts, the spares are super cheap. But here, because they're actual specialists, because they're yeah, got you. I got you.
But you could pick up a cheaper smoker, and they do come up used from time to time as well.
And then there's also the thing that winter will soon be upon us. So one would have to think. Going to use this, you'd need to start thinking about how.
When you have a pellet smoker like I have, because you're not sat there tending to it constantly. I use it all year round. Mine literally 12 months a year.
Okay.
Because you're not sat outside.
They're okay in the rain, are they?
Well, I put mine under a gazebo or a canopy, and you could do probably where you're, around the back near where your stainless one is. It's pretty sheltered.
Yeah.
That would do that.
Under it, couldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. Good excuse for getting rid of the kids' trampoline. Oh well.
Yes.
Only third, but that still is a pass in my book.
Let's have a look on. Let's look on Gumtree if anyone's selling a pellet smoker anywhere in the United Kingdom.
Absolutely anywhere. So young Robert has picked up some Amstrad PPCs via the very kind offer of a gentleman on Discord. I forgot his name. So that's exciting. Someone is following me on Twitch, apparently.
Are you on Twitch at the moment? Trampoline, you mean urban pool, apparently.
Yeah. I've not Twitched it for a long time. Oh, so there we do. That's the game over. That series is over. So I can have a look to see what other games I've got. Have anybody got any recommendations for GBA game? If not, I'm going to put on Advance Wars.
I will even go on my super secret Facebook groups to have a look for you.
Super secret Facebook group. Ooh.
There's various barbecue Facebook groups I'm members of.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This is the barbecuing elite, a bit like on Phone Shop.
There we go.
Where did that go? I had a little Romsey there. There we go, a little Romsey. Advance Wars. What a great game this is. It's a bit sort of sucky that I'm going to have to play from the beginning. Okay, now by the way, anybody in the YouTube chat, I'm going to go find that video I did of my new setup. You'll be able to see what it is, and it looks a little bit like some of the earlier videos I did when I used to use green screen. But the only difference on this one, the main difference, is that it's a more permanent setup, so I don't need to take it down at all. Becky, the Beckmeister fullerene particle is here. Advance Wars. Gosh, I must have put a lot of hours into this game. Too many hours. Crikey. At least we can save state though here, which is kind of cool. Okay, so... Oh, I don't think I could put my name in. I'll have to put Andy, and I don't really like the whole...
I don't. In fact, I was actually in a meeting on Thursday night with one of the directors of the company and a few other senior people. And they started calling me Andy in the meeting. I actually stopped them halfway through the meeting and said, I'm sorry, my name's Andrew, not Andy.
Yeah, that sounds really like wankerish when you say it. But at least you say it once, right? And it's done.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something I particularly want to do, but I don't go by Andy. It's not my name. I reject being an Andy.
Do you say, oh no, I chose the wrong option. That's going to make me read the instructions. Okay, at least it wasn't that many. Okay, so yeah, it's a. Oh, I've got to do field training. It seems. Did you say I'm not? What do I look like? A bloody plumber? Is there any way in Advance Wars, anybody in the chat, that I can escape doing the field training?
I don't go by Ralph, but hey ho. Andrew and Drew. Drew, I don't mind. I used to go by Drew occasionally, but Andrew or Drew is fine by me.
I don't like Drew. I hate it even more than Andy.
I hate Andy. I absolutely hate Andy.
But I just get called Back Office Show, which I find even more irritating.
You don't mind being called Dr. A, though, do you?
No, I don't mind Dr. A. I suppose I don't really even mind Dr. Andy, to be honest, but Dr. A's better. A's fine, actually. Dr. A. But, yeah, I find it weird being called Back Office Show. And I remember speaking to Daniel once, right, DJ Slopes. And I said, Daniel, you can call me Andrew. And he says, no, it's all right, I'll call you Back Office Show. And I was kind of like, well... That's weird.
Becky, that's not nice.
I tell you what, for someone who's expecting me to post something to her, which I still haven't posted, a whole week later, which I really am going to go and post probably later today with a book of stamps, that's a very rude thing to say. Maybe she's angry at me because she doesn't have a pie in her hands. And I say that, I'm not sort of insinuating that Becky likes to eat pie. She's upset at not having one to munch on. Oh gosh, I think I chose the wrong option. That's making me play.
I think you've chosen the wrong thing. Talking about pie and Becky and munching on pie and having her hands on pie. I think you just back out the whole thing.
The whole pie experience.
I would. Right.
I'm going to risk in this game. I'm going to risk restarting it because the tutorials they're really good, but they're so long. Where's the restart? I'm going to save the state anyway, just in case you can't skip them. Emulation, restart. Did you see that? There's an option there to yank the game pack. That's quite interesting. So Becky says she's quite sped up on sugar, eating Mao-Am stripes. Oh, they're really good. My favourite, Becky, as you may well have guessed, are the Mao-Am balls. I can fit many of those in my mouth.
Well, I was very, very happy this week that I received a present from someone on Amazon because after my little bump last weekend to cheer me up, I got sent a kilo tub of the Haribo that they no longer sell in the UK.
Ah, what? You didn't order it? Someone just sent it to you?
My sister sent them as a gift.
Nice.
They are Haribo Colorado Mix, they're called. And they're half...
Can you post a photo, please?
I will indeed. They are half licorice, half jelly.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
So literally, like they're like jelly bats, and half the bat is jelly, and its wings are licorice.
Do you want to work your way through field training? No. Very well. Let me explain. This field trainer where I give games.
Becky wants to know if your Mao-Am balls are chewy or suckable.
I would say a bit of both, really. I tell you what, why is there still a field training mode on this bloody thing? Let's have a little look on the internet before I continue. Andrew's posting a picture, hopefully, of the product he's enjoying. It does sound interesting because I do like licorice.
I'll just post a photo from Amazon, otherwise I have to go to my office, which is in another room.
Yeah. No, just do that. I'm sure that we don't need to see how much you've eaten.
No, the tub's not actually that bad, actually. Yeah.
So anyway, Becky, they are both suckable and they're both chewy, but I always chew them because I like that. They're very firm yet slightly yielding on the toothiness. What's that word, Andrew? You told me something. Mouthfeel. They have a firm mouthfeel.
I don't know about that. Not what I would use.
No?
No. I posted some photos into Discord for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So they're kind of a bit like got the Barrett's things in there too.
Yeah.
Right, come on now. Let's say skip. Field training. If you want to skip finishing the war campaign, not instead of winning every battle, just go to the last one and beat it. It'll save time. Oh, okay. So we do the field training, but we just do the last map of the field training. Got you. Right. Sorry, everybody who was actually watching this for the game. So what's your view, Andrew, on this sort of licorice? Do you like sort of licorice, or are you more into the dolly mixture type components of licorice?
I like licorice, but I don't particularly like strong licorice. Like, you know, like pure black, a big lump of, like black licorice.
Yeah.
I'd struggle with that, where it starts to almost get a bit bitter.
Okay. I do quite like the soft licorice you can get now. That's becoming popular.
But I like licorice, as in the stuff in the this tub. Equally, I like this is in licorice all sorts, that kind of licorice.
So Becky's asking a question. She says, "Remember the blackjack sweets? I used to love those. I used to love those too, but I do not love so much whatever the hell they've done to them. They've changed them up."
Well, this is quite interesting, and this is across the whole sweet industry. I used to have a friend who worked for the Trebor factory near Sheffield that they used to have there. And Trebor used to manufacture a lot of sweets for other brands, including sort of not Rowntree's, like Maynards and a few others that were all owned by the Cadbury Group. And she informed me that the reason that a lot of the sweets don't taste like they used to, is because to improve efficiency, they have cut down the cooking times or sped up the cooking times of certain sweets, which has altered the texture and the properties of them.
Oh.
Like wine gums in packets used to be very, very hard. I'm not talking about the wine gums in a bag, but you know when they came in a tube?
Yeah.
They used to be very, very hard. The wine gums and the fruit gums used to be.
Yeah, I love the hard ones, where it used to feel like it was wrenching your teeth out.
That's right, but now they're very, very soft if you eat them. And that is because they cook them, and they cook the sugar syrup down in like a pressure cooker, apparently. And they only do it for about half as long as they used to on a lot of the sweets to save energy and production time.
Oh. So they would argue that's some sort of change for the better, but actually it's not really.
Correct.
So now this game has quite a lot of idiosyncrasies in it. It's a very complex game, even though it looks quite simple. And the fact that I've skipped a bunch of tutorials because I think I know it all might not actually be to my betterment at this point. But let's see.
Oh dear. Renee has posted in the Discord chat a photo of something he's eating, and quite frankly, it looks like turds and some kind of burnt breaded product.
Bread and turds. Oh, lovely. You like a bit of bread and turds in the morning?
Yes. Exactly, Becky. Increased profits. Yes.
Look at this. So this game, Andrew, if you have never played it, is actually really good. But I don't think this is necessarily your type of game, if I recall.
I don't mind a strategy game. I don't know if I'd play this on the go. It seems a bit... I think I'd get frustrated because of the animations.
Oh, you can turn those off after. It's up to your style, isn't it? But you can see it's... Oh, no, don't do that. Phew. It's got a lot of... there's a lot more depth in it than initially it looks basically. You've got to capture.
It looks like the kind of game my wife would play on her phone now, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no, this is much more sophisticated than one of those. So me and Gary play Outwitters, which is a bit like this but super noddy, yeah. Whereas this is, I think, almost as complicated as really as any of the UFO XCOM-ish type games in its own way. You can see the different terrain. See how the screen splits into two halves, so it depends. If you're like in a mountain and the enemy's on a grassy plain, obviously that gives you an advantage. So here you'd be even Stevens, basically. But because they also have a first mover advantage too. So for two equal things, they'll always do a bit more damage if they're the attacker. The aggressor. I can't remember how you make this guy shoot. Oh, okay. There you go. You can. Some units are really long range like this, so they can actually shoot to a thing from where they can't be touched, which is quite cute. And that reminds me of a game I purchased today, believe it or not.
What game was that?
I've purchased, I believe it's called Just Sing or something like that on Steam.
Just Sing? Is it a singing game?
It's one of the singing games.
Well, I've got Just Sing for my Xbox One.
What? Can you remember any songs of note on that? Because I'm trying to. The problem I'm having with it is that the stuff that I had on the Xbox 360, those ones, karaoke things, had loads of great songs on it. Whereas the ones you get for the PC seem to be a bit lacking.
Well, I'll tell you what. Are you looking for a karaoke game for your PC?
Not like not like desperate for one, but I'm curious. Yeah.
There is an open source clone of SingStar.
Oh really?
Yes, which is excellent, and there are a lot of songs for it. Let me find the name of it.
Ooh, that was nasty.
It's called Ultrastar Deluxe. A free and open source game inspired by SingStar.
Oh. How does it manage the... is it like people just submit the sort of lyric files or something?
The accompanying backing track and the lyrics with it.
Oh, what, they just as a MIDI or as a real thing?
No, it's usually like an MP3 backing track. Mm-hmm. If you wish to, let me have a look. Let me have a look in that place where things come from. Let me have a look.
Well, AKA the internet.
Yes. Hello, Rob, who's joined the chat.
Bonjour from Wales.
Bonjour, sir. And McBeam has joined the YouTube chat. So
there we go.
We are crowding the place today.
Well, if you were so interested, sir, there is an Ultrastar pack I found of 2,500 songs with videos.
I would have liked to. It's a shame I didn't talk to you about this before, like dumping 20 quid on the stupid one I got on Steam. But yeah, you live and learn.
Well, we'll have a look at it. Maybe take this offline and sort something out.
Perhaps that's something I could do a little test in my little new studio.
Yes, yes.
I imagine that Rob would be a very keen karaokeer.
Not as much as Mr. Dalton.
Oh, really?
I have done karaoke in the past.
What's his song, Rob?
Every SingStar ever.
I have spent a lot on SingStar in the past, yes.
I quite liked the Black Eyed Peas Experience, but that, of course, is a dancing title, so that's another genre. I actually have a karaoke machine here with tape player, with CDs. You remember it uses like video CDs?
Yes.
And it's got like a microphone inputs and a little mixer, and you can turn the key up and down.
Tell you what, though, most karaoke people now use a computer.
They use a computer
with the with an MP3 and a CDG file for the.
Oh, okay.
CDG is the graphics file, so and the player just handles it.
Ooh, all these modern people with their modern technology. Now, the karaoke games, though, I found on the Xbox and stuff were really cack because of the microphones. The Bluetooth microphones were not very good fidelity. You can't...
Yes.
What it was recording was lame, what it was trying to score you on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big shame.
Well, SingStar was better than Lips.
I'm going to check which ones I've got. So I definitely have...
if it was on the Xbox, it's Lips. If it's on the PlayStation, it was SingStar.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. I got ya. I smell what you got cooking. Can we load up more than one unit? No, just one.
So, Mr. Taylor, when are you coming to my house to collect these ribs from my freezer?
Some point.
I tell you what, this. Oh yeah, so some people in the Discord know that I've had a weird week this week, and I intended to do certain things, and it was sort of cut short for work reasons. But it's kind of screwed up my whole weekend and stuff as well. But there's nothing worse than not having prepared for the weekend. Do you know what I mean? But by that I mean, for example, if I'm Mr. Taylor, I would probably intend to spend some of my weekend fixing something. But if I'd planned to be away, I wouldn't have ordered my memory chips I need for a VIC-20. So you'd have that job sitting there, but you're not able to do anything with it.
So what is on your agenda this weekend, Rob?
Nothing yet. I cleaned the car earlier, and I might go to the boot sale tomorrow morning.
Oh, which boot sale's that?
I might go down to the Swansea one.
Ooh,
the one that's in the car park.
It's in the stadium car parks. It's pretty big.
I think I'd been to that one years and years ago, and I saw a Vectrex there that I could have bought, but I didn't even know what it was. It just looked like some piece of crap.
Are you going on your Todd, Mr. Taylor? Or?
Yeah, at the moment, pick you up if you want.
Pick me up, sir. We'll go and we'll have at least console ourselves with a breakfast if no goods are found.
Oh, you lucky buggers! I tell you.
Well, just nip down to Wales.
I was almost considering that because my wife and children are currently in Wales. They've gone down, and then I was like, I could just ride my motorbike over there. Now he says to himself now, you know, stroking his chin, I could ride my motorbike. I mean, it's still going to be light for actually hours and hours, isn't it?
At 9:30 it gets dark.
Which is, you know, bikes have lights on them too anyway. And they got free toll.
Where are your wife and children staying? At her parents or at the Wales house?
They're with the parents, but I would just go grab the keys off them, I suppose. I don't know really. I haven't really thought about it. That's definitely doable. Or you know, I could do something here. I kind of feel that with setting up the little studio is that I actually did a little job though. Do you know? I did a little job. It wasn't totally wasted. So Rob, are you going to look out for anything in particular, or do you just are an opportunistic car boot buyer?
I just looked for bits of hardware. I picked up like an LCD TV last week. It's because it had loads of like old world inputs like SVHS and things, composite stuff. So that was a good bargain. It was like a tenner with the boxed Blu-ray player.
Oh, crikey! Oh, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was a flat telly, was it?
It's like a flat LCD thing.
Nice.
So no proper scan lines or anything.
But I think I've got one that I don't know, Sarah brought home somewhere. And it's the one I use for all of my retro computers. So it's a small LCD telly, widescreen one. Let's say it's, I don't know, 19 inches. 20, it's like a real, a normal size. But it's got loads of SCARTs and composite, all the TV stuff as well as the HDMI and VGA, and it just seems to work on everything. Whereas if you try to use a monitor for a lot of computers, they don't work, do they? It doesn't like it.
Yeah, that was it. And I also look out for bundles of like PS2, Wii, PS3 games. They vary wildly as well. Some people will say 50p each or something, and other people want sort of £3-4 a game.
Well, have a look at the photo I just posted, Rob, in the general chat in Discord. I got my RetroPie fully hooked up to the CRT, and if you zoom in, look at those glorious scan lines.
Nice.
That looks proper, doesn't it?
As it should be.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, I've got this cocktail cabinet arcade machine that really I'm starting to lose interest now in fixing.
Convert it to a main cabinet?
Well, it's really not. It's completely original, right? So it seems wrong to do that. But what
That
I
is
was
sacrilege.
it's sacrilege, yeah. So what I was thinking is, let's say I was going to not take the bits out, but I could keep the bits in the box, but I could move the screen slightly so that I could actually fit in an LCD where the screen would go, with the screen still being there. You know, I could probably fit it in the enclosure, so you're not losing any bits.
Is it screen this bust?
It is, but I'm sort of slowly working up my way through to trying to diagnose it, but it's, you know, slow work. But what I thought is, if you had an LCD, but you had a way of making a lens for the LCD so it was all curvy, I think that would be quite cool. Especially if you had a scan line generator, it would certainly, I think, have that look. Because if you see your picture that you posted, it's like the picture does have a kind of a slight barrel.
That could also be I've not got the geometry set fully right on the RetroPie.
No, but even if you had, it won't. You're never going to get. There's always going to be a little bit of barrel or pinch, and when the picture flashes, it always pulls it in and does all that sort of things. And that's kind of what that gives it its CRT-ness, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what though, playing the Streets of Rage 2 I was playing, it was so much more authentic with the CRT.
I was playing a bit of Sonic 2 on the little Mega Drive TV game thing I fixed recently. It's okay, but it does feel that a lot of the Sega games, especially the ones made by Sega, really are quite simple games, aren't they?
Oh yeah. But they had some reasonable games as well. I had a quick bash on RoboCop, the arcade game though, and that was excellent on MAME.
RoboCop the arcade, I don't even remember that.
Oh,
It was solid.
oh, great game though.
It was made for guzzling your coins.
Oh, okay. There's so many games like that, and when you're playing them on MAME, if you finish them, like you go all the way through, like it was Space Harrier or something, you realise you just spent like 200 quid or something if you were in the arcade.
Yeah.
Oh, so Zoinks is going to be in Play Expo. Sad Ken.
He will be. There's many a person is going to be there.
So Saturday's definitely the best day. If you can only make one day at Play Expo, I would say make the Saturday, because that's the day that everybody seems to be going.
I will be there both days, as will young Rob.
But you might go there on Saturday and it might be really shit. Then what will you do, eh? Hey?
Stalk Treyguard for 3 hours.
Do you have any particular intentions this trip? This
No, to be honest, I'm also looking forward to having a little bit of an explore on some bits of London.
Well, this is what I'm wondering, because I didn't see even where it is, and I suspect it's not anywhere good.
Canada Water.
Right, so it's in the middle of like nowhere, basically. You know how the Norbreck thing is? It's not even in a hotel, is it? This Printworks. It's in some sort of.
No, it's a proper expo venue.
Yeah. So actually, there's a way if I can see how far this can shoot. Oh, it's an anti-aircraft unit. Yeah, you know how in the Norbreck place there's always places to hang out and sit down and stuff?
Yes.
I'm kind of worried that without that you don't have a central gathering point where people will just happen to congregate.
I think there'll be a lot of WhatsApp and Facebook messaging going on.
I guess so. But that's going to take away some of the fun, isn't it?
It is, that's the thing, but I mean, well, we're not all in the Norbreck for Blackpool this time, but I think that's probably a good thing. Because I would not pay the Norbreck prices they want this time.
Dino is in the chat. Hello, sir.
Another Bridgend represent.
Yeah, Dean, you should be chatting to Andrew and Rob here, who's in the Discord chat right now, and getting yourself organised for also going to the car boot tomorrow. Right.
Oh, it's in Swansea though. Swansea, the city that aspires to be a shithole.
We must be cautious.
But they don't boil your heads in Swansea.
No.
They set fire to them.
Right. Let's. I need to do a flanking maneuver.
So Swansea are redeveloping the city centre again to put more shops in, to build more empty shops.
Pretty shitty city.
Dreadful, dreadful city. Well, we can say that because we were there for years, weren't we, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, were you working in Swansea?
Yeah, we worked at the council for years.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I can tell you this for a fact, and I don't care who is, but councillors are the biggest biggest bunch of self-serving bastards you'll ever meet.
Councillors, of course they are.
Mm. There's no altruistic reason for them doing their jobs as councillors.
Yeah, they just do it for the little jumped-up little Hitlers that they are, and they get like, you know, a couple of grand a year or more just for, you know, the privilege of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The booze expenses, every one of them.
Fairfight's got a date night. A date night?
Does your wife know?
Let's do this. Ooh, nice. And you're going down, my friend.
So I know it's not the best tequila in the world, but I was just curious, looking how much in Walmart, where I'm going on holiday, a bottle of, say, Cuervo Gold is the posh one they do. 30 quid a bottle here. It's £6 a bottle in Mexico.
£6 a bottle, that's about the right price, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And is Mexico before or after Blackpool?
I come back from Mexico on the Monday, and we leave for Blackpool on the Friday.
Ah, we will be in possession of some
What?
That all broke up there, I think.
Yes.
Or you'll be in possession of some of this tequila.
I will be bringing better tequila than that with me.
I tell you what, I haven't drunk for ages. Like years, really.
What about the other night in...
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else was I going to say? That was fine. That was really good stuff. And it was very smooth, and there was no hangover or anything the next day. So I would recommend that as a drink too. That was good. As a sort of blended whiskey.
Ah. Rob and I like a Baileys.
Do you drink Baileys from a shoe?
Not from a shoe that often, but from a set of bagpipes occasionally, using one of the pipes as a straw.
You could sort of inflate the whole bagpipe, I think, in one stroke.
I think you could fill a set of bagpipes with Baileys, and maybe a couple of you could actually share it using the pipes as straws.
Should try that. I'm just trying to remind myself in this game, how do you build units? Because the whole point of taking over buildings was it gives you more resources. I can't remember. Oh yeah, you have to build factories. Okay. How much Baileys would you drink in one sitting then, do you think?
Well, I'll only have a couple of small glasses. Rob will do a pint of it.
Ooh. I tend to drink sort of half pint sizes of it with ice. It's one of those drinks that it doesn't sort of get you drunk or anything, I think.
You remember the guy, I think it was Handy Andy or one of those people, and that was one of his issues, wasn't it? He was like an alcoholic, and he'd drink like a couple of bottles of Bailey an evening. So maybe it lends itself to alcoholism because it's
maybe it does.
easy to drink.
I'm just thinking it might be fun at Play Expo for you to hand out treat-sized bags of gummy bears to people who come up to you.
Oh, well, that'll be my thing. Do I have to wear a special hat? Do I have to get a special?
You could wear a hat, backwards hat. If someone comes up to you and says the secret password, they get a little bag of gummy bears to eat. And what we do is we fill the bags that you give out with the diarrhea-inducing hate sugar-free gummy bears off Amazon.
The one that you can buy in like a 3-kilo bag.
That's right, and a small handful of them glues you to the toilet for the weekend.
That's the ones.
That'd be absolutely brilliant, handing them out to everyone at Play Expo. Here you go, gummy bears for all.
Oh, I just made a terrible mistake in this game. My little mechanised infantry are going to get hammered by those rocket launcher guys on the next turn. How would I seal them? How would I reseal these so that they look legit?
We just have to get some very small. I've got little vacuum seal bags. We could put a scoop into a bag and vacuum seal them. However, I don't know if it's a good idea to actually be causing an massive expo diarrhea outbreaks.
And be known for doing it.
Yes.
We'd like to resend all of your tickets we've given you for the other events for free. Okay.
And take legal action.
Yes, and take a little bit of legal action. Just a little bit.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to this exposition, I have to say.
Glue gun. What's that? Gluing someone's bottoms down. Gluing someone's buttocks together.
Oh, yes. You could glue gun their buttocks together, or potentially the packets, I guess. And Dean's saying Lidl's Baileys all the way. I think you're right, Dean. I think that there's not much in it. I think Bailey's is one of those drinks that you can have a Bailey's substitute.
I think you can. I think it's perfectly acceptable. But you do get into like the chocolate Bailey's is good.
What's the one that's like coffee? Is that Tia Maria?
Tia Maria, yes.
Quite like Tia Maria.
So is Kahlua.
Kahlua.
Kahlua is a black, semi-transparent coffee liqueur.
Oh yeah, something that is a pet peeve of mine, and I think I might have mentioned it before, but it doesn't matter. I think everybody likes to hear the same rants over and over again. When you see a magazine article, probably something by Jamie Oliver, and it will show like a nice bowl of Cornish ice cream, and it says, "Why not enhance your lovely bowl of Cornish ice cream in this hot weather by pouring a shot of," I don't know, it'll be something over it, like Tia Maria Quattro, whatever. And you may turn it into an amazing dessert. And you're like, no, that's not how you make ice cream. Is already a dessert anyway, on its own. And pouring
the only thing that should be added is ice magic.
Yeah, or maybe a sauce, like the strawberry squirty gel sauce that you get in a tube.
Exactly.
Definitely not your drink. It's like you don't pour your pint over your bloody banana split and go, lovely.
No, exactly. Right, I'll be back. I just need to go grab my charger, so I'm just going to put myself on mute for a moment.
Okay.
Me too, the missus is going to work, so I have to say bye.
Oh, what? Alright, fair enough.
I'll be back now in a sec.
So apparently now my unit's charged up, so he's got the special CEO power. Dean says, got the taste for Richard lately. Worth a trying a pub before indulging in the bottle. What's... Oh, Rickard. I thought you wrote Richard, and I was like, who's Richard? And why are you tasting him? And how much of a taste have you had? So I'm going to use my CEO power, or whatever they call it. So now all of my units now are fully recharged in terms of their health, which is useful so they can actually just get on and stuff. Now he used his, which means everything's now turned into snowiness, which obviously doesn't help, but you've got to be careful. So let's have a look now. So his base, he's got quite a lot of heavy units left, and I have very little, so it's not looking good for me. But let's see what we can do. The enemy is primarily a naval captain, so he is a little bit weak. And look, you can see his enemy there. You see that guy that's in front of my tank? It's flashing. He's actually not. He's not able to resupply his unit, so they're running out. Not only am I killing them, but they're actually running out of ammo too. Dean, we shall see you later, sir. All the best. Try to make it to the car boots, how? So let's check out how far this guy can shoot. So he's got a massive range, basically. This one's got a good range for anti-aircraft units, but can also take out land units, so that's pretty good. At least it can slow down their ability to take this base. But we do want to take our base because, again, we won't be able to resupply if we don't. I think we can clear these guys out now. There we go. Brilliant. Fighting on the streets. Again, this tank... No, don't move. Let's see. So my little tank, he's not in the range, you see, for that red gun. And he's probably capable of taking out this tank, but probably just better attacking this one, because I don't think... This is an anti-aircraft weapon, so I don't think it can actually shoot me back. Which makes it ideal. Oh, it did have a little machine gun, but you could see it didn't do any damage. So he's going to be toast next, that one. So maybe... Let's leave things as they are, but I've got to be very cautious now. Very cautious. I've got to use the terrain to my advantage. Keep in cities, keep on mountains. Day 4. Yeah, it's going to be nasty. Oh, half my force. Dang it.
Hello.
Andrew, do you have the picture of the fallen Madonna with the big boobies?
I've seen that picture in person.
Have you really?
Yeah, it's at Longleat House.
I must have seen it when I've gone to like Centre Parks or something.
Quite possibly. It's actually in the main house of Longleat.
There's a picture of the fallen Madonna with the big boobies. Was it also stored in a big sausage or something? A big German sausage?
Sadly not.
Oh.
Sadly not.
What a great TV show Allo Allo was. See, that's what I mean by fun racism.
Even though it's mildly racist and offensive.
But I don't know. Yeah. Good moaning. I mean, who's that being offensive to? Not the French. It's being offensive to the British, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, apparently the French actually find Allo Allo hysterical.
Yeah, because it's not actually... It's... The people who are supposed to be French in it weren't... they weren't taken the piss out of, were they? It was the Nazis who really had the most piss taken out. Actually, to be honest, even they didn't, really. Listen very carefully, I shall say this only once, says Becky. Yeah, I mean... Actually, it was really harmless. The more I think about it, the more like harmless I kind of realise it was.
It certainly was less offensive than some of the earlier efforts of sitcoms, but sitcoms are very much TV shows of an era.
But surely something like It Ain't Half Hot, Mum. I mean, that was quite...
What about Love Thy Neighbour?
I can't even remember that one.
Love Thy Neighbour was set in the 70s, and it was about a black guy going to live next door to a guy who's quite racist. And they used to call each other Honky and Nignog.
Okay.
And it ran for about 7 years.
Love Thy Neighbour. Sorry, I'm just going a bit quiet because I'm trying to figure out how do I get out of this horrible mess now I seem to have found myself in this game. But I think I can do it. You know, sometimes have you noticed when you play these tactical games, you can make one false move that just completely throws the whole outlook of your little war. Oh,
JJXB, yeah, hi all honey, I'm home.
I was always curious about watching that just to see like.
It was on YouTube and it's bloody awful.
What? You can actually watch the full thing, can you?
There's only one episode of it, yeah, and it's on YouTube. And
before they destroyed them all.
Before someone thought, "Oh, this isn't a good idea," and people might find this offensive. Who would have thought a sitcom about Adolf Hitler and Ava Braun living next door to a Jewish couple could offend anybody?
But do you think you could like bring that out nowadays, though?
No.
I almost think you could more likely to get away with it now than then. I don't know.
No, it's not with the PC Brigade now.
It'd be
it's not so much
satire, though. It'd be something like Morris would do on Brass Eye Guy.
You might get over it as a snippet of something inside a show. But Becky's right. Alf Garnett was probably one of the worst things. Alf Garnett was out and out racist.
That was his character, though, wasn't it?
Well, Warren Mitchell was the actor. Alf Garnett was the character. But then again, Becky, as I said earlier, sitcoms were a were very much a reflection of life and the time. Things like in sickness and in health and until death do us part. Unfortunately, the opinions Alf expressed were popularist at the time. I mean, we need to look at the fact that the National Front was absolutely enormous in the 70s and the 60s. And now it's a fragmented racist organisation with no members.
Times have changed. What about on the buses? Was that pretty harmless?
Very sexist.
Yeah, but you know, sexist in a fun way.
Oh, yeah.
We'd get in so much trouble one day. I'm going to move this little chap here. What do you think, Becky, being a lady? Do you think that if you watch an old, like, Carry On movie, I mean...
Are Carry On films offensive and demeaning to women?
I think, yeah. The problem is I still think all that kind of thing's funny. I really like Carry On movies. The weird thing is I don't know if I see it as sexist or demeaning. It's weird, I don't know. It's just cheeky. I always see it as a bit cheeky, a little bit of cheekiness.
Certainly stuff you couldn't get away with now, though.
Oh god, do you remember like the kind of Carry On remake type things they tried to do?
Do you mean Carry On Columbus?
Yeah, it was awful, wasn't it? I think there's lots of movies which feature sexy ladies in them these days, though, now I'm thinking about it, don't they?
It's just all media. That's why media is so interesting. Because in the past 50 years, we've got video evidence of lifestyles and attitudes, stuff we didn't particularly have. So we can't, because of the recorded medium, we can see how attitudes and things how were 50, 60 years ago. But before recorded and broadcast media, we didn't really, we maybe knew how, for example, in Elizabethan times, attitudes towards different classes were, and maybe sexism towards women and etc. But you can't actually see a video evidence of exactly how life was.
Yeah, it would always be secondary evidence, effectively. You have to sort of guess. No, don't do
exactly.
That. Good. Got the bad guys. So JJXB saying Carry On was actually progressive for the time, as far as I know. I'm trying to think. I can't think in what way it was progressive. I remember the Carry On movies when they were black and white. They were quite good.
I do. Some of the early ones, like Carry On Cabby, Carry On Spying.
I think in a way, I see Becky's written something. And I haven't looked at it yet, but I think in a way it's a shame that there's a lot of attitudes that aren't nice, but I kind of think it's also a shame that people just aren't allowed, men can't be men and women can't be women if they want to be. Do you see what I mean? I think it must be very difficult because there are differences between the genders, and maybe someone wants to be a stay-at-home mother or something, but now can't feel that they can because it's somehow not right. I don't know. So Becky says, I think people today are too sensitive. We had to face up to life challenges back then rather than posting a tweet about it. Well, yeah, I think you're right. Have you noticed that someone will just have gone into a Tesco's and bought a quiche that tastes a bit funny, and then the first thing they're doing is just moaning about it on Twitter? That annoys me.
I've got to say though, JJXB saying Carry On always held a certain moral things. Lecherous arsehole characters. They never had people cheating on each other. I think you're a bit wrong there. There's plenty of Carry On films with people cheating on their partners. Usually Sid James, nearly in every film.
Yeah, but he did it in a fun way.
Yes.
So just qualify everything just in a fun way at the end of it.
Yeah. And he cheated on his wife in a non-offensive way and sexually harassed the neighbour in a non-offensive way.
He was always married to, Hattie Jakes, wasn't he? No, not Hattie Jakes. So I think actually maybe sometimes he was, but no, I'm thinking of what.
Sometimes he was married to Hattie Jakes and sometimes he was married to Joan Sims.
That's it.
And then other times, he let Shafter Jones Sims.
Yeah, as we all did.
Mm.
And still do.
Even though she's been dead for 30 years.
Is it really?
Probably.
That makes it better.
Mm.
Hattie Jakes, gosh.
Mm.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind doing. Andrew, let's arrange this. When are we going? We should do a carry-on weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll call the event Carry On Up My Kaibo or something. I don't know.
Carry on the back office.
That sounds rude. It's brilliant.
Carry on up the back office.
Carry on up the back office. That sounds awesome. And we'll serve all the appropriate foods, like loads of stuff in aspic.
Can we have a defibrillator on standby for the food, please?
We can have a food defibrillator if it's required.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll be serving, sardines in aspic. That sounds perfect, doesn't it? I mean, that is definitely something that would have been around.
Actually, the best place to watch it would be to stream it from that living room.
Yes. Or for my living room, or the living room in Wales.
The Welsh living room.
The Welsh living room. But we'd have to invite as many people as as can make it, as to turn up to there.
Carry on up the Welsh back office.
Were there any Welsh carry-on characters, I wonder? I think there must have been. There'd have been a little bit of, again, say gentle racism, but to the Welsh on that one, it would definitely featured in a carry-on movie. But then, actually, I don't remember it saying that. I think there would have been characters who were Scottish or Welsh, and they would be caricatures, but I don't think they were generally called up on it in the show, in the movie. Do you see what I mean?
Only a couple of them, there are some Scottish characters, and they're very much, hello, my name is Mr. Stereotype.
Yeah, but I don't think people are going, oh, it's old Scotty. I don't think.
Oh, they were.
My memory, you see, maybe I'm seeing it all through a very old-fashioned...
How long since you actually watched a carry-on film, is the question?
Years. I think the last one I saw is the one they always show, the one where they're doing the bikini contest one.
Carry On Girls.
Carry On Girls. And I like that one because there's a little bit of they have a little fight running around a table, don't they? They have a little fight running around the table.
They do indeed.
And they're sort of doing the whole, breaking their undergarments and stuff, which is, I don't know. As a guy, I quite like that. Not proud to say I like that, but it appeals to some sort of caveman instinct.
Yeah, the women in bikinis having a fight in a grotty bed and breakfast lounge.
Yeah, it just sounds like everything that you'd want in the Norbreck, basically.
Exactly. It's kind of what you'd expect would happen in the Norbreck, and you just wouldn't be shocked about it.
You just, and then there'd probably be a tip jar that would come round afterwards, and you'd go, I don't feel bad contributing to this.
So how long is your motorbike drive to Wales?
How long is it? Pretty much the same as a car drive to Wales, really. Or they call it a ride, don't they? A ride to Wales. I think it would be about 2.5 hours, potentially.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 from yours to here.
Why is that? Are you going to make me an offer, Rob, that I can't refuse?
No. You're always welcome to stay here.
Get there by 9.
Don't.
That's very tempting. I feel that if there's only one thing that would be a worry is that my wife would probably be annoyed about it. She'd say, well, why didn't you come with me in the morning? You could have looked after the kids a bit. But
did your wife say anything about your jaunt, about her going back to Wales along the lines of, I mean, was she, if you hadn't been recalled by work, was she planning to join you here this weekend?
Well, I think there was always going to be me potentially coming back on the weekend anyway at some point. I don't think it's a problem. I think for me though it would be I would be more inclined to come down another time now. If I could come down this weekend and go to a car boot, which would go great. Come down to do a car boot. And it's,
One issue though is if you hadn't got a car, how would you get your goodies back with you?
good point. You'd have to bring a top box, which is again limited, or just keep it with Rob or something. But the other thing, the other way is I could actually defer that fuel cost, that trip cost, to another time, and then go for. I'll give you an example. I have to look after the boys for a whole week in a week or two's time, and I haven't planned where I'm going to do that or what I'm going to do with them. So there you go. I could just use that same fuel and go down to Wales that trip.
Fair enough. And can you palm the kids off on the in-laws?
They're already at the in-laws this week.
No, I mean the next trip, that trip.
Yeah, another one. Here you are. Have them for another week.
Yeah.
I probably could for an evening or two.
Mm.
I think I'm doing very badly here. This might be the end move. So Rob, did you ever play any of these portable game systems?
No, I never had any back in the day.
Oh, I just noticed there's some chat. Sorry. So Becky loved Hattie Jakes. I agree, Becky. I think it's a great character, and there's other stuff she's in. You know,
JJXB. Sorry, JJXB. You're mixing up Carry On Sergeant and Carry On England. Carry On Sergeant was a black and white movie from the 50s with the main character being played by Bob Monkhouse. It also starred William Hartnell as the hardcore drill sergeant. You're thinking of Carry On England, which was a later Carry On film that was in colour that did feature a lot of breasts.
Really? Which one was that one? Sorry?
Carry On England.
So what was the plot of Carry On England? That would just sort of remind...
It was an anti-aircraft base during World War II, where they had a platoon of men and a platoon of women, and they used to get up to 19 carry-on style nookie in the evenings.
Oh, I don't think I remembered that one. I thought I would, because I would have thought if I would have been quite young at the time and it would have featured like breasts and stuff, I may have been at the age where I'd have been interested in that sort of thing. Not like now, though. What is this game? Have you heard of this Choo Choo Rocket? Anybody?
The name of it rings a bell.
Oh, that was on Dreamcast. It was one of the original...
Exactly, Becky. Privates Ready, Willing and Able were in it.
Were they the name of the lady private people? The lady soldiers?
I believe so.
Because it's a bit like James Bond, isn't it? I mean, what do we feel about that now, with all of the innuendo-y type names and things?
Or Pussy Galore and Honey Rider and...
Okay, right. So I can see, by the way, that basically in this game you have to set your puzzle pieces and then hit go. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, so do the modern James Bond movies have the same sort of names, I wonder?
Not as the names aren't as innuendo-tastic.
Maybe we should see if we can all come up with a few. I think that would be quite interesting.
So let's see if I can find a name of all the Bond girls.
Was there an Alotta Vagina?
No, that was in Austin Powers.
Oh yeah, so it was.
Mm.
So these guys, they're going to come around and run around the wall in a U shape. So I guess I've got to do that. Let's see if that works out. There we go. James Bond is the worst spy ever, blatantly fanfaring his presence. Get him shot instantly. Oh, McBeam has jumped in with a male name. I like that. Plenty O'Toole. I think that's a male name for me.
No, I think Plenty O'Toole was in one of the... Plenty O'Toole was pretty sure in Austin Powers movie.
The best Bond was Dalton. Yeah, Dalton was very good because Dalton was pretty much like the books Bond. Well, he was more like
Plenty O'Toole was played by Lana Wood in Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds Are Forever. I kind of again feel like now watching you know what? I'm home alone and now I've got this whole World is my oyster in terms of what I want to watch. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. It needs to go here. How do I fetch it back? Stop.
So on Wikipedia, they have all the James Bond films broken down with all the women in categories. So you have to film all his sexual conquests in each film, the name of his sidekick in the film, the name of the femme fatale who tried to kill him, and then any sacrificial lambs, women who lust after Bond who died.
Oh, brilliant! Is that because it was just like a standard format? Then they were just.
It's broken it down to a standard format. Most of the Bond films do follow that.
So they've literally decoded Bond.
Yes, and Plenty O'Toole, unfortunately, was a sacrificial lamb.
Well, I never. Crikey. All right, so this level appears to have baddies. I think that should work. Boom. There you go. I suspect we must be due a James Bond movie soon as well. The last one I saw had a tube train driving.
I wasn't a fan of it.
To be honest, the last few. Well, to be honest, I think all the Daniel Craig ones are all a bit. There's not enough. You know what I mean? There's not enough just gadgets and fun shit going on. It's all.
Yeah, they're taking it a little bit too seriously.
Yeah.
I quite like the one where he's given a new watch with a super strong magnet in it, and he uses it to undo someone's dress. That's proper Bond and gadget abuse.
I am now actually quite confused now. I've got one piece that is an up. I'm just going to put it in a random place and see if that just affects these in a way that I wouldn't have predicted. Well, it certainly has done that, but not in a...
I will say though, Andrew, if you want to watch a film with Daniel Craig in where he's playing totally against the James Bond type, that's a really good film. There's one called Logan Lucky.
Oh, I've seen that advertised, Logan.
It's like a redneck Ocean's 11. Is there anything I compare it to?
Oh, he was also in Tomb Raider, wasn't he? A young Daniel Craig.
He's pretty good in a Nazi-based film as well. I can't remember the name of it.
Becky says bottom middle, so I think that's not following on from our sort of lewd cheeky talk.
Unless that's a James Bond girl name.
Yeah, bottom middle. I think she's telling me how to play the game, so let's try that one. Oh, and on today's video, there was quite a fun, cheeky comment that someone left on one of the videos. On the tasering, the sort of arc lighting video. So see a cheeky comment. There's one there. But I left it in. I thought I quite like it. It's I like a cheeky comment. Right, Becky. By the way, how did you figure that out? Have you played this game, or do you just... Is your mind, because you work in technology, is your mind like a human computer? And you can just figure things out by looking at them? I'm going to have to let these boys run down there, because I can't tell what they do. Oh, they just go round and around and around and around. So clearly it has to be in one of these spots here. Ah, Becky saw the pattern. She is like a human embodiment of Sudoku. Oh no. That didn't help. Oh! Is it something as trivial as maybe you just got to get them to just totally reverse their direction? So Becky's already given us the answer. Right. Okay then. Purple block, column 5, row 2. This one. Okay. Becky, if this works, I might literally just have to give you a job. Just whatever job you're doing, quit that and I'll find you a job that will be less rewarding but more useful to me. Look at that. Boom! Andrew, I'm actually really super impressed.
What are you super impressed by? Becky's
just like looking
prowess at this game. It's pretty impressive.
And then she's looking at a walkthrough, and then that's how she's got her jobs in the past, by faking it till she makes it. Oh, you've got a critter here. Yes. I thought Choo Choo Rocket was like a sort of a Pong game with a paddle that flops around, that flies around the screen.
Hmm.
So Clive's Dalek saying these are easier than you think. Okay, I agree. They probably are easier than I think. I think this is going to go here. No.
I remember Choo Choo Rocket as a launch title on the Dreamcast.
Is this? But this says Choo Choo Rocket. But is this? It's not the game I'm thinking of. Do you remember? It was something to do like there's there maybe there is another Choo Choo Rocket game. But I thought it was like there's a paddle that. It's hard to describe. I saw a game like it when I went to that museum in Russia, and that's in one of my videos. Oh wow, loads of rockets.
So I just was thinking, guys, we haven't had a celebrity death for a few days, or for a good, possibly even a few weeks, have we?
We haven't had one or created one.
We haven't. Well, little of column A, little of column B.
We're like that Bond movie where they make the news.
It's true though. We haven't had a celebrity death for a while. Okay, question for the chat. Who is going to be our next celebrity death?
Does that include people on YouTube?
No. We're
Like
talking
real
mainstream celebrities.
I'm going to say Clint Eastwood.
Ooh, controversial.
Well, I mean, it's as good a guess as any.
Hmm.
Yeah, because last year there was loads, wasn't there?
Well, and the year before.
Yeah.
We should do a proper Deadpool. Proper Deadpool rules are you pick so many celebrities, but the closer that celebrity is to 100, you see 100 is the maximum number of points you can receive for the score over the year.
Yeah.
And then you take their age off the death off the total, 100. So if you pick a celebrity who's like 97 years old, yes, they're possibly going to earn you 3 points.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
But then if you pick like the guy from Star Trek with dodgy handbrake, you're maybe going to earn 75 points with him.
Yeah, I tell you what, no one could have predicted that one, so that would have been an amazing choice. I tell you what, this is one where it's tricky, like proper tricky, because you've got now all of these bloody things running around, and I can't help feeling that you're trying to steer them more than your guy.
Here are the Death List 2018. Let's see. Top 10 celebrities.
Clarkson.
No, this is top 10 worldwide celebrities.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's just one of my entries.
Well, 6 out of the top 50 have died this year.
Okay, who are they? Queen Mother.
Billy Graham, no, this year. Billy Graham, Bible Basher. Lord Peter Carrington. Tessa Jowell. Barbara Bush. Stephen Hawking and Mark E. Smith.
Well, to me, Stephen Hawking's the only legit one on those.
No, Billy Graham was a big one. Okay, so the top 10 currently stands at...
Duke of Edinburgh's got to be in there.
No, he's... Oh, he is, actually, he is. Yeah. It's actually got their job titles next to them as well. So, okay, Pierre Cardin at 96, who is a fashion designer.
Yep.
Javier Perez de Cuellar, an ex-UN Secretary General, 98. We have Linda Nolan, who has cancer at present, very sadly. We have John McCain, who also is a politician, who I believe has cancer as well. We have Betty White, the former Golden Girl, at 96 years old. Next person we have on the list is the Duke of Edinburgh at 97, listed as a casual racist as his profession.
Casual racist, yeah, I think that's probably about right.
Olivia de Havilland at 102, who is an actress. So yeah, I think to be fair, yeah. Herman Wouk, I don't know him, an author at 103. Lee Bracknell, who is an actress at 54. She's quite high. Let's have a look who she is. Oh, she's the one in Emmerdale who's got terminal cancer. So that's not really a a safe prediction, a suitable prediction for a death quarter. On top of the list.
Oh, phew, just did it.
Top of the list is Kirk Douglas at 102.
Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
As in, hang on, Michael Douglas is.
Michael Douglas's dad.
Is he not freaking dead yet?
He's 102.
Jesus Christ! I thought he was already dead. To be honest with you.
Dennis Norden is still alive.
Really? It's
Yeah,
weird,
so I'll go
isn't
through
it?
the list of some of these people who are still alive that you didn't think were, because of how old they've got to be.
Well, I was saying, I said in the Discord, I want to make a top 5 video. Can we please make the top 5 people who are alive that you think are dead?
Well, let's go through some of these people and let's see. Prunella Scales at 86 years old.
What, as in Faulty Towers?
Yeah, she's still alive. 86. Leslie Phillips is still alive at 94.
Who's Leslie Phillips?
He's that really cheesy British actor who goes, "Oh, hello."
Oh, I listen to him all the time on like Radio Luxembourg, whatever it is I listen to.
Yeah.
Because he does all the Doctor in Residence and all those things. But you know what?
That's him.
But Thingy died. You know, his contemporary, who was Good Life guy.
Oh, yes.
Richard
yes.
Briers.
Richard Briers. Yes.
I tell you what, it's sad though, isn't it? It does feel like your childhood's all dying, like the last few years.
Vera Lynn.
Wow, that's probably a bit before my time. Maybe more.
What,
Maybe more Becky's.
Yeah, 101. George Bush Sr. at 94. Honor Blackman at 93. But to be fair, you can all see we are going to lose a lot of celebrities imminently.
Is it?
Well, we've got Dick Van Dyke, 93.
Is it because I tell you why though, right? I think it's because when we were young, there were obviously quite a few people deaf, but it was like Abbott and Costello and shit like that, which we didn't care about. But then most of the people that we watched on telly, yeah, and well, who were there from the 50s, right? There were actors from the 50s. Some of them are still alive anyway, right? But also, I think telly between the 50s and now grew so massively, and Hollywood and everything, especially with now streaming. You know a lot more people. Do you see what I mean? More than ever.
Yes.
I think you're aware, like you were saying that earlier about the internet or something. Remember? So now it just seems like there's more people, but it's like there's more people you've let into your life.
Yeah, you're aware of more people. So if we carry down this list, we've got Mel Brooks, who's 92.
What about Mel Gibson?
No, well, June Brown, Doc Cotton from EastEnders. She's 91 years old.
Wow.
And smokes like a chimney. Sean Connery is 88. Dennis Norden at 96. Saint and Greavesy are in here together. They're both nearly 80 years old.
What about Hale and Pace?
No, they're not. They're not.
They're not even nearly dead yet.
No.
It's because
no,
also we're all living longer, aren't we?
We are. We are.
Because these numbers are quite big. I don't think you'd get many people even still working into their 80s in the olden days.
No, that's true. But I don't know. I think we're going to lose a fair few more. But I mean, it was Christmas 2016, wasn't it, Rob? Where they were just dropping like flies, if you remember.
Yeah, that year.
That was the Christmas where George Michael died, and then Carrie Fisher as well, and a few others.
Oh, can we talk about Carrie Fisher briefly?
Certainly.
Have we all seen The Last Jedi?
Yes.
So anybody in the chat, I don't know if you've seen The Last Jedi or not, but this will be a spoiler alert. So I don't know. How long should I give people spoiler alert?
Give people just a minute or so to reply. So if you haven't seen Last Jedi, or... Oh, okay. JJXB says, I refuse to watch The Last Jedi, but I'm not fussy about spoilers.
Okay, perfect. By the way, The Last Jedi is a really good movie. I think you need to watch it.
It was all right. It wasn't as good as The Force Awakens, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different format. It was a different format movie, but they're all. I like them all. I think they're great. I think they're better than any of the three. You know, the three
Prequels.
Prequels, easily.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Wasn't the bit where Leia, because she was like screwed basically, her ship and all
Oh, you
that.
mean the Mary Poppins scene, as they call it?
The Mary Poppins scene? She's a little umbrella and floating. I thought
Where
that
she
was
flies.
yeah, but I thought that was awesome because I thought it was really good because it not only showed you the power of the Force, what you could do with it. And I'm assuming they don't have biotechnologies in them like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it was the Force that saved her, right?
Yes.
But also how strong she was in it.
Because she was naturally incredibly strong in the Force, because she was Luke's twin sister.
Yeah, so you never saw her going around doing lightsaber battles and stuff like that, but clearly she...
Not in the movies, but apparently in the canon book she does have a lightsaber.
She got hold of one. She made... Did they make their own? I can't even remember.
Yeah, they have to make them. They make their own.
Apart from Luke, who got his dad's.
Well, no, he ended up building a new one.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And apparently his green lightsaber... Do you remember Return of the Jedi had a green lightsaber? So, lightsabers used something called a Kyber crystal in the stories, which is the crystal that is the focusing thing and determines the colour of the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So, if you recall, at the end of Empire Strikes Back, Luke's blue lightsaber, which was his father's one, was lost.
Yeah.
When his hand was cut off holding it. And then in Return of the Jedi, in a deleted scene, he went to Obi-Wan's house on Tatooine and found the parts to make a new lightsaber. And the green crystal he found was one that Obi-Wan had from Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. So apparently, Luke's lightsaber's focusing crystal came from Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber from the Phantom Menace.
The Kyber crystals. And so they're obviously rare, so they're recycling these.
Well, no. The reason is Kyber crystals only come from certain places in the galaxy, and in the time of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and the first Star Wars New Hope, the Empire were in control of these places, so that you couldn't just go to one of these rare places to go and get a Kyber crystal. So you had to use an already existing one.
Ah, okay.
Because the Death Star's laser was powered by Kyber crystals.
Oh, right. So they'd have harvested shed loads of them for that.
That's exactly the whole point. Have you seen Rogue One?
Yes.
Okay, that's that. You know that Jeddah planet? Know about the Kyber mines? If you listen to what they say in it,
okay.
that's what they've been doing. Because the way the Death Star works is, apparently with the Kyber crystals, it puts so much energy through them. Rather, if a Jedi with his lightsaber, the Kyber crystal will basically work forever. Because the amount of energy put through the Death Star, after several shots, the Kyber crystals become sort of burnt out. So that's why the Empire had so many, because the Death Star needed sort of refueling every few shots with new Kyber crystals.
So that's what it's consumable.
Yes.
I don't know how I missed that really, but these, sometimes these movies you just enjoy them on different levels, don't you?
Well, if you find yourself in Wales not this Christmas coming, Christmas after, you can come to the midnight Star Wars screening with Rob and myself, because we tend to do the midnight Star Wars screenings now, don't we?
What do they screen?
Didn't do the last one, and I haven't seen it yet.
What, Solo? Yeah. Solo's it's not bad, but
I don't think I've seen that. Yeah.
It's not a proper Star Wars movie.
But what about Rogue One?
Rogue One's excellent.
Exactly, and some people say that's not a proper Star Wars movie, but
oh, it is.
Yeah.
Darth Vader scene at the end is just amazing.
Oh, he goes berserk.
Yeah, beast mode Vader.
Becky says, "I'll be up back to the Khyber Pass." That was quite a good carry-on, wasn't it?
I'll carry on. That was filmed in North Wales.
Where did they find all the Indian men to star in it?
In a tin of kiwi.
Now, Becky, the Beckminster fullerene particle needs to be engaged here because this is the sort of bit of the puzzle where my brain can't work. So I'm going to put this left one there, and I'm going to make this cat thing go left on the idea that maybe...
I'll tell you something, it's just as well. I didn't plan to actually use the new lance I ordered for my pressure washer today.
Why is that? Doesn't fit.
The Amazon driver is currently 15 stops away.
Okay, so it'd be a very late
Pressure
delivery.
washing session.
Yeah, I was going to pressure wash my drive this evening. Mess.
You're very
I can't
domestic.
find the one that you recommended, or I bought it and I can't find it now. The Super Lance thing.
That's what I just ordered another one of today.
I can't find the one I bought.
Yeah, they're good. The Dirt Blaster lance.
The one with the ball bearing it.
Yeah, it's got little ball bearing in it.
Ooh, hello. I think we might have something here. What does the ball bearing do?
So what happens is, it's like a cone shaped on the end of the lance, and the ball bearing rotates around, which means you get like a cone of water, but it's like a really fine jet, rather than coming out sort of through the flat blade.
And it agitates it, does it, as it goes around?
Yeah, so basically you end up with it. You end up with just this really intense cone of tiny thin cone jet of water for cleaning things. It's really, really powerful.
This is a tricky one. I saw in some catalogue that they do a... Oh, so if the bad guy hits your thing, they blow up. There's a sort of a battery-powered... You can get a battery-powered...
Yeah, my neighbour's got one of them. I could spit harder.
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
Yeah, my neighbour bought one of them because he's into always buying the latest bits and bobs from Argos. And you plug it in, it's a battery. It's a Works one, and it uses like a drill battery pack.
You still have to have it sort of plugged into the water, as it were, though, don't you?
Yeah, you still have to plug it in your hose, but the idea is you just plug this into the hose and off it goes. But like I say, my neighbour's got one, and I could spit harder than it seems to spray.
This is for the G's, and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. This is a tricky bloody map. See, all of these are so tricky till you solve them. But I guess it's not the same for any puzzle.
I believe so. Well, I've ordered some more leather tanning solution today, Rob.
Got a lot of tanning to do.
A lot of leather tanning, yes.
Are you applying this liberally to your back or something? To make sure you have an Andrew Dalton hide that some lucky bouncer in Cardiff will get.
Not quite, no. I might accidentally pour it into my garden backpack and spray it on my weeds.
Yes, that's a good
one. Accidentally, of course.
Let me know how that works. I've got a front drive that...
Oh no, this stuff's amazing.
It kills everything.
Becky, who's into her chemistry, would probably know what the chemical is.
It's just sodium citrate whenever they stop.
No, not sodium citrate, cystitis medicine.
Sodium
chlorate.
Chlorate, yeah.
Is it
Yes.
is it fortified with maximum ferraganium?
It used to be. It's when you use it as the way I'm most certainly not going to be using it. It's a non-selective total vegetation killer, which doesn't break down because glyphosate breaks down after 3 months in the soil.
So it just hangs around.
It stays around forever, preventing stuff from growing.
Kills all your neighbours' pets and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Convenient. I think I need this to go that away. And that to go there. Let's try that, shall we? Oh dear. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. There we go.
Yeah, Rob. Sodium citrate though is cystitis medicine, so I don't think that's going to particularly do much on your garden.
So Becky says sodium chlorate and sugar makes an excellent smoke bomb.
It certainly does.
I'm quite a heavy user of I want to say
Heroin.
Boric acid. I use a lot of boric acid. So tell me, what am I using that for?
Boric acid.
If we're playing Guess the Chemistry. Number Wang. Oh, you bloody things. Right, let's try this again.
I don't know. What do you use the boric acid for?
Oh, I think we need to let Becky have a little think about it.
All right.
Because I suspect.
Ah, yes, that could be it.
Etching. No, I use it to prevent itching. That's your hint. I use it to prevent itching.
Ah, yes.
Like some sort of
Ah, yes. Do you have a problem with your things on the end of your legs?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't.
It can be used
and there's
for
a
that.
reason why I don't.
It's used as an antibacterial compound, apparently.
Yeah, I daily, to be honest with you, just to put a very, very, very light dusting in my socks and shoes because I do a lot of running and. But it keeps your feet so amazingly fresh.
Apparently, as well, you can put it in your urine sample bottles to keep it fresh.
I think you can actually put it into gelatine capsules and shove it up you if you have thrush. It's
right.
But it costs nothing. It's like you get a massive bag, like 5 kilos for, I don't know, £6, and you can just use this for everything. You can use it in eye wash. You can make your own Optrex out of it. It's such a well-known. This is what I think is. Are we going into rant mode now? This is what I think is wrong with the world today. There's all these things that are really amazing. I mean, you could spend a lot of money on athlete's foot medicines and stuff to rub in your soles, all this bullshit, right? And it costs so much. I mean, like a tube of, I don't know, Mycota or Canesten or something. You're talking like a £5 minimum, right, for a little tube of that stuff. This stuff costs nothing, is equally as effective, has definitely probably a safer track record. They know the interactions and things like this. They don't cause you to have renal failure and stuff like that from applying them topically. Yet Boots, anywhere, it's like as if they've disavowed all knowledge of these sort of arcane knowledges. And you know, before long, they're probably going to make it that you probably have to have a license to even buy it now. I want to buy a bag of Epsom salts. If you want to buy anything in any quantity, it's like, well, why are you doing that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Equally, though, I think that they should stop. Well, I think they should alter the law to let people understand that generic medicines are the same 9 times out of 10 as the branded.
Yeah.
Because
£3 for ibuprofen.
Oh no!
and stuff.
Well, that was the thing. When I bought some. I wanted to get some like codeine from the chemist for my back after last week. And when I went to the chemist, it was, and they had a big display. Do I want a box of Sulfadine Max for £9 on a box, but then I looked and I could buy own brand chemist codeine for £2 a box for the same number of tablets. But they had the big marketing thing on the counter advertising the Sulfadine.
And who was this? This was a normal high street chemist? Shall we say?
This was a supermarket chemist.
A supermarket one.
Exactly, Becky's got the point. Branded aspirin is 10 times the price of the generic, and it's exactly the same stuff. But you see people spending £4 or £5 on a packet of Nurofen when a 19p packet of ibuprofen does the same thing.
Amazing. So you just think it should just be clearer? It's like this is the same as a generic.
Yeah, because they manipulate people into believing that the brand is better.
Balls. Does anybody here watch the? I think it's called the Goldmans.
I know of it. I've not watched it though.
Quite a good show. Oh, it's like the world's most frustrating game. So are there any other interesting drug combinations, Andrew, that you can get that are where the standard drug is?
Basically, anything that's a painkiller or an ointment and a cream, usually, as long as it's not the only one on the market, because most drugs are. I understand it, when a drug is new, because the copyright is only available to maintain on a medicine for so many years, and then afterwards a medicine goes into the public domain, which is what Nurofen and ibuprofen basically were.
And Viagra.
And Viagra as well. But once the sort of the chemical concoction goes into public domain, then no. But it's the same for most things. People don't need to be spending that kind of money on the painkillers. But it's just this enormous scam that the marketing in the supermarkets and the chemists is just incredible.
Whoopee.
You know.
Whoopee drugs.
Whoopee drugs.
Becky, I think I'm beat. I think I'm beat on this one. I'm giving it a damn good going, but I'm seeing my logic is it's symmetrical. So if I can solve it for half the map, it'll solve it for the other half. But it doesn't seem to be coming to fruition. Is there a generic Viagra? I think they've probably got a couple of years more of their patent.
Yeah, there's lots.
Oh, is there?
There is now.
Doesn't it do weird things to women?
I don't know. I've never
I've read that they can
take it.
enhances things if women take it.
But what, like, makes them into superhumans? Or do you mean enhances them in similar ways that men would enjoy them?
Sex enhancing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But it does other things, though. It sort of, it might be really good before you go to the gym or something, but you might get a heart attack as an annoying side effect.
So, sildenafil is the active ingredient in Viagra, and in 2007 the agreement expired. So the patent has gone, and now you can buy generic Viagra.
So what's a brand of generic Viagra, Rob? You seem to know a lot about this.
I was looking this up on the Tinterweb.
You were consulting with the Oracle.
With the Tinterweb, yes. I think you just have to go to a supermarket and ask for like Superdrug Sildenafil.
It sounds like kind of a place in Wales, doesn't it?
Or up in Yorkshire somewhere.
I'll have a bit of Rydfelin.
Yes.
Oh, so Clive's Dalek says caffeine and creatine are all you need before. Now, what does creatine supposed to do? I remember when I were a youngster, we were having creatine, but I was, to be honest, like most fitness supplements, I kind of think they're kind of all bollocks. Maybe caffeine might have some effect, but boner up. I'm gonna get me some boner up. That sounds classy, doesn't it?
That's right.
Excuse me while I boner up. Right, I think we might be in business here. No. That could be quite fun though, taking some drug on the market and then documenting the effects in massive detail.
What, Viagra?
I wasn't thinking Viagra, but but yeah, I suppose I wonder. There must be things where people have taking them in seemingly inappropriate scenarios.
I would say 99% of the people are taking it in inappropriate scenarios.
So I'm trying to think. What would you, just before going 10-pin bowling at your at your kid's party? That's risky business.
That would be.
Both mechanically and socially. This is horrible. Becky, this is horrible, this game. And I've noticed you haven't mentioned a solution for a while, so I think maybe you've lost your touch here. So Becky says, boner up. Creatine recycles ATP in muscle cells. So is ATP something that your muscles need? So if you have creatine, you can go longer, harder, faster, better? Because actually, if that is the case, I will go out and buy a massive thing of creatine, because I'm probably going to go and do a long run tomorrow, and I would be able to measure if there's any effect. Or is it a case that you need to have consumed it consistently over the last month to have enough in your system for it to do anything? Oh, this is horrible. Oh, okay. Maybe it's a simple solution, like you do this and then... Yeah! Oh, so close. It's the energy carrier in cells, adenosine triphosphate. Ooh. Becky, now you've piqued my interest. So if I remove this one and this one, do the little guys
Just illegal performance-enhancing drugs.
it's not illegal.
Creatine's not, I don't think, is it?
What, illegal?
No,
It's illegal.
creatine isn't.
You can just buy it in Holland and Barrett's. In fact, I get from the companies where I buy like my protein supplements and stuff all sell it. So okay. So if I move that there, then come on, boys! Yeah, we did it, boys! See, we did it! Oh, I think one more, and then I've got to go foraging for food. What's a suitable Saturday food, boys? I would think pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza's
Home
good.
Alone,
I'm going to Sainsbury's in a few minutes.
Does that mean you're offering to pick me up some? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just nip it to you, is it?
Just email it.
Yes.
Pete Czar.
I'm home alone now. She who must be obeyed has gone to work.
So you could have driven over here then, so and hung out.
Yeah, I said that in the Discord. We should have arranged.
We should have arranged to have met somewhere.
Yeah, I'll see your new studio.
But what about the Sprogs? Where are they?
Well, my kids live with their mum,
You lucky bugger.
but my stepson lives with me, but he's with his dad. So
Ah.
bliss, huh?
Well, I tell you what. If you, I think Andrew's masturbating.
No. I've just got the. I'm on a headset, like a phone headset microphone.
I thought you'd got out the packet of crisps that you like to use.
No, no, it's empty.
It's empty.
You get the pie hats ordered. I'm missing soldering. I need something to solder.
I'm trying to speak to their rep of the PCB company to see if to get them to pay for 50.
Yeah. All right, yeah. I thought it was around 50.
Yeah, it's a bit naughty, but I thought let's go for it.
I mean, I don't mind paying the price they charge for the PCBs themselves, but the postage is
It's doubles.
crazy money.
How did you get away with it last time? Is it because you had a new account or something?
I don't know. It just came up special offer on the basket page and said $5 postage for the 3-day one.
Yeah. My parcel, Rob, according to this, is 10 stops away now, and it's near you. If you can run outside and go and mug the Amazon driver
Yeah,
for
no
me.
worries.
Yeah.
Isn't it frustrating that you can't just intercept parcels?
Mm.
Because like sometimes you get the card and you're like, oh for fuck's sake, I was in. But then you could just go, well, all right. If as long as you can get to a house in advance of them,
Yeah.
you're allowed. As long as you're not wasting their time, they're not allowed
Or
to
you-
wait.
even if the depot is close to your house, you could say, just leave it there. I'll come and collect.
Mm.
You could grab it at like
And the
8
depot's
o'clock in
always
the
like
morning.
working hours and stuff, which is annoying.
Yeah. Most of them try and leave in a safe place now, except for Royal Mail, I find.
Oh, my postman's pretty good.
Yeah, the postmen I find are good because it's like just country postmen. They're sensible. The Amazon drivers are a bit of maniacs.
Yeah, it's
They'll leave it in any old place. Oh,
yes.
damn it. I think I'm going to read the chat for a moment because this game's annoying me. So caffeine and L-theanine together are they'll say for cognitive enhancing label. It cancels out negative side effects of caffeine. Huh. Well,
I'm not a fan of caffeine myself.
I like coffee.
I don't have much caffeine.
I'm just as happy with a decaf, but you can't get
Yeah.
that normally in bean format.
So what do you get this L-theanine in? Does that come in?
Yeah, does it come in a natural thing? Because I was reading something the other day about all of this stuff in Red Bull. You know that thing that's in Red Bull, and if you drink 4 Red Bulls, technically it can kill you or something. You're actually over the dose. Your heart will start racing and stuff. But they were saying something like it doesn't really keep you awake.
Doesn't surprise me.
Do you know what I mean? Whatever they claim, it's not quite doing that. So I tried it here. Let's try it here. Okay, this is a timing issue. No. So Clive Darts, the answer is yellow 5x5. Yeah. I don't think it could be, but I will. That would require our dudes get all the way back around the map without getting eaten. I don't think they'll get that far. But... Oh. Ooh. Well done. Crikey. Never in a million years would I got that one. So there we go. I think that at 2 hours 27 minutes, you've probably heard me and Andrew and Rob talking for long enough. But it has been fun. Do we all agree on that?
Yes. Yes.
Passes the time.
It passes the time, yeah. And I tell you what, sometimes I want to just play a game like I did today, but I don't want to play it on my own. You know, I just feel like if I play it on my own, it feels antisocial, and I'm somehow spending time away from my family to do something that's very antisocial. But by
that's most days for you.
so streaming it, that makes it like it's a legitimate activity. It's like almost a job now. Let's have a look at the chat though before we go. So thanks, Clive. Clive obviously got that. Stage 23 was down to Clive. Becky says she watched a report on energy drinks, and the only ingredients that actually give you energy in them are the caffeine and sugar. The rest are all just bullshit marketing claptrap. What is that? There is something in the energy drink though that's. It's not quinine. It's not like quinine. It's something like that though, isn't it? In Red Bull and Monster, it's this thing which
I think it's guarana.
No, I think that's an added one. There's another one, thiam, whatever, and it's probably the thing that just makes it taste a bit bitter. So L-theanine is found in tea but can be bought in powder form. JJXB says it has been good. McBeam says thanks for the suggestion on Discord. No problem, McBeam. I could sort you out one of those cables. I could make one, but frankly, oh, who did I suggest? Andrew. I suggested to McBeam a cable for Atari ST. Who is it we always buy cables from? And I know we haven't conferred on this, but I'm pretty sure we all end up using them.
Amazon?
Retro Computer Shack or something.
Oh, yes. Retro Party or
so there we
something.
go. I think it is retro. I think it is retro computer thing, retro cables. Anyway, they're alright. They're not like amazing. They're not the best quality.
Hang on, McBeam's not in the UK though.
Yeah, but that's fine. You can just order it over there. Boom, done. They don't sell them in the US, which is weird. I went on actually all the US sites, and yeah, you can't get a Atari to VJ adapter in the US at all. So clearly not popular machines. But have a lovely day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. And I know the lads in Discord are going car booting, so we're looking forward to seeing what you buy, guys. And if you see something extra special,
we'll let you know.
Let me know. Yeah, I'm interested in that one.
Don't be anything like you with that crazy thing you had the other day.
Yeah, that big
projector
that's sitting on my desk, taking up all my desk space, and I don't have anywhere to put that now. We'll work it out. Next time you guys are up, you can inspire me to just do something and move around. And just for those who know about the TRS-80 that I posted in Tweet and Discord, that's all dismembered. It's still dismembered. When I pulled out the memory chips, I broke all the legs. They turned into dust. But I managed to find, I think it's 8, yes, counting them up, 8 memory chips for under £10. So maybe that'll be reanimated soon. Look out for tomorrow's video. It's slightly interesting as I hotwire my motorbike. Becky, see you soon. McBeam, see you soon. Clive's Dalek, thanks. JJXB, Andrew, and Rob. Ta-ta.